Okay, so the time I'm actually started recording this video, I'll double check, it's like 11:15 at night on the 25th of September 2017. By the time I finished editing and uploading this video, it probably might as well be the 26th of September. And the reason why I've actually started to film this video, this randomness, there's no script, there's nothing behind it, it'll actually mark 3 months since I arrived in Korea. Now, for being in Korea now for 100 days, I think it's just about 100 days, just a little bit more, a little bit less maybe. I've not took the time to calculate it. So many things have happened, yet at the same time it's gone like that. Like, it was only, feels like last week where I was whisked away from Manchester without even realising it. Because a story that I should probably go into more detail with that I haven't is I have 2 passports, and my first passport got rejected, so I was supposed to be here in May and it got pushed back to June. And the week I was supposed to fly out to Korea, I still did not have a passport to get to Korea. My passport turned up on the Friday morning, I was on the Saturday morning flight. Literally my passport turned up in the post the day before I left for Korea. And people might think, no, that sounds hyperbolic, that's not true. Believe me, it's true. I got my British passport on, like, I don't know what date was it now? I don't know when it was probably like the Wednesday before last. Then I sent it off to the Korean embassy down in London. The passport came to my address on the Friday, and I was on the flight to Abu Dhabi the next morning. And it was just like, finally, like, well, I'm actually leaving for Korea here, and I've got less than 24 hours left in this country, in Manchester. What am I to do? So I literally did the rounds everywhere and everything for the last 23 years of my life that I was associated deeply with. I went around, went to old jobs, I went obviously to family, and it was just like, it didn't really sink in until I got to Manchester airport the next morning, and I was sat there with a pint of Guinness, and I was a bit hungover from the night before. We had a bit of few drinks, but I was tearing up and I was crying in the airport. I was like, Jesus, like, you've literally made one of the biggest decisions of your life in a space of a 24-hour period. Now, obviously, I knew I was coming to Korea since like March. I give myself 3 months to get ready for it, but for it to actually happen, like flight booked, like we will be meeting you Monday morning in the school. It only came about on the Friday, and that for me was just absolutely like, it was a culture shock before I even left the country. And funnily enough, I got on the plane in the morning, from Manchester, Abu Dhabi to Seoul. I think it was like 10:30 in the morning I got through to Seoul Incheon International Airport, and I got picked up by this random guy in a cab with my name. Like, it was like a Hollywood film with my name. I was like, oh God, this is it, I'm doing it. And I was whisked about an hour away to Sangmun, and obviously I came here in March, but I'd never been to Sangmun, so I never knew what it was. I never knew what part of Seoul it was, where I was even going to. And this taxi driver just dropped me off at a love motel. And if people don't know what love motels are, they're basically, you can pay by the hour to stay in this hotel, and I mean, you're not playing checkers there, if you know what I mean. So I just got dropped to this love motel with my bags, and they couldn't speak a word of English, I couldn't speak a word of Korean, and I was like, first time since contemplating Korea, I was like, what am I bloody doing here? Like, oh my God, what have I done? And then for 4 nights, first 4 nights I stayed in the Love Hotel, and obviously looking back in it with transitionings of the old teacher to the new teacher, not many schools put you up in a hotel. Many schools would make you stay in that apartment with them. I know people, so big kudos to my school for doing that for me, keeping me in the motel until the other teacher left. But like, I was like, what is going on? it was a culture shock from the moment I stepped off the airplane. And in these 3 months, I've had to do so many things where I never even think about. Like, obviously, we're getting older now. I'm 23. Some people are married at 23, 2 kids, 3 kids, house, mortgage. Obviously, I know it's a small percentage compared to most of us, but it does happen. I find myself in a predicament where I had to sort myself my own phone for the first time in my life, my own internet for the first time in my life. Now, obviously, that wouldn't be a complicated job in English, but it was a very complicated job trying to do English, Korean. It was a strange combination. I had to open my own bank account where the cashier at first told me to go away. Not go away, obviously, but she's like, look, come back here with a Korean friend. You don't know English. If you don't know any Korean, we just can't help you. And I managed to just Google Translate the second time I went in, second time lucky, got my bank account sorted. And I've achieved so much in the last 3 months than I probably have done since I probably got my black belt. That was probably the last biggest achievement I've had, and that was 5 years ago now. But I've been here for 3 months, and I can't predict how the next 9 months will go. Well, I say 9 months, I'm already contemplating an extension. I can't contemplate how much it's going to change and how much I'm going to change as a person and how much Korea's going to change me as a person, because regardless, I could be in any country in the world right now. The self-discovery that I'm having, this journey I'm going on, I'm starting to sound really cliche. And like the videos on YouTube were like, bloody hell, Michael, what have you stumbled yourself onto? Now is it time to go to sleep? But the amount of self-discovery I've done in these last 90 plus days has just been incredible. I've met friends for life. I have socialised with people who I never thought I would get along with. I've been sleeping. I've had days where I've gone to sleep 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, woken up 9, 10 o'clock at night. But then there's been days where like I've woken up at 5:30 to do something in the morning, like go and see something, go to school, go out in the evening. And Korea, people say it's a 24-hour city. I agree to an extent. Because I think it's very difficult. One, if you live where I live in Sangwon, it's North Seoul, it's difficult to get into the city centre without paying for a taxi when the subways lines go. If the subway lines were 24/7, which they are thinking of testing very, very soon, touch wood, they do line 4, which is my major connection to anything, then without paying for a taxi, there's nowhere really to go past 12 midnight. Obviously, you've got like, there's a few 24-hour Noribongs. Like, if you asked me 3 months ago, Michael, on a Tuesday or a Thursday night, if you sat at home bored, you'll take a few quid with you and you go to a booth and sing songs on your own, I'd be like, who's this nut job talking to me? But that is what I find myself doing. And it's just things I never thought I would ever do in my life, I've done here. And I've pushed myself and my confidence has grown. When I first got here, I was too scared to go into a shop. Obviously I could use the convenience store to just like passing the money over. Now I find myself ordering in Korean, and obviously if they do more of a response than ne or 감사합니다, I wouldn't really know what to say. But like on Saturday, for instance, I went out for a meal and I ordered it all in Korean, and I even said, masasayo, which means always delicious, or 감사합니다, masasayo. And to me, it's probably broken Korean, it probably grammatically doesn't make sense, but for me it was a big deal. I'm starting to use their native language more and more, and I just feel myself going leaps and bounds in the language case and actually understanding the culture. Now, I know there's so much more for me to go, so much more for me to do. This video is almost 10 minutes long and I've not even got into my work yet, but my advice to you is, if you are coming to Korea, come to Korea with a work ethic. If you think this is going to be taking pictures every day and traveling every day, then you're gonna be sorely mistaken. This is a full-time job. But the beauty and the benefits is you have your evenings and you have your weekends in Seoul. Like next week is going to be Chuseok, which is a Korean Thanksgiving holiday, I believe so. I'm going to have a week in Korea where I've got no work, no duties to do, and it's like, that's the beauty of it for me. But then at the same time, I'm working 10-hour days at the moment, and for me, because I'm used to working so much, I always have done since I was 18, 17, it doesn't mean much to me. It just means another challenge and another step in my journey to succeed really in life. But if you like the idea of career but you don't like the idea of working, it might not be the job for you. Maybe look for somewhere, now see I can't say this, vouch for this because I don't know what other countries are like, but Korea is such a hard-working, demanding country that if you do not have a hard work ethic, it's probably not the best idea you come to teach English, because they will ask for a lot of you, which is too right, to be honest, because you're on a decent amount of wage here, and obviously your housing paid for, and obviously you get benefits as well with signing on, with staying the completion of your contract. There's a few things, there's a lot of things which could be benefit if you put the work in this country. So I'll end the video there. Obviously another 10 minutes, 11 minutes of me rambling about another 9 people if I'm lucky. I don't think my last one reached 7 views, even though I said, oh, it's the 7 people who watch it. But if people do watch it, yeah, just like give a subscribe, because my whole point of this is just to let you know the insight of Seoul without trying to be like, oh, look at me and my mad crazy effects. It's just a normal person living in Seoul and letting you know what the experience is for me. So I'm going to cut it out here now, and hope you all have a good Chuseok if you decide to celebrate it.